Welcome, welcome. So, tonight we're going to be talking about hormones, specifically what they do, why they get out of balance, and what you can do naturally to support them so that you can finally feel like yourself again. So, whether you're dealing with PMS, perimenopause, or menopause, or you just feel like you're moody, stressed, or exhausted, this is the class for you. So, this is everything we're going to be covering tonight, everything from why hormones matter, how the imbalance happens, and signs you need to look out for, as well as foods and lifestyle changes that can help and next steps. But first, I just want to let you know that this is not medical advice. Please talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle, including taking supplements. We're here sharing our experiences and our tips to help you take the next step. So I am Tracy Black, and I'm going to be one of the presenters tonight, along with Sherry Placco and Stacy Cook. And I just wanted to quickly share my story. I used to feel stressed, moody, irritable, and honestly, I thought it was just a normal part of being a mom. And for years, I just pushed through it, telling myself this was normal. But then other symptoms started piling up, like my sleep started to become really unpredictable in the last year. There'd be some nights I couldn't fall asleep. Other nights I'd wake up in the middle of the night. My energy was like on a roller coaster. I'd crash in the afternoons and sometimes would need to rely on caffeine to keep me going. And my emotions were all over the place. I never knew if I was going to feel fine or if I just snap at the smallest thing, like a sock on the floor or dishes in the sink. That's when it all clicked that this wasn't just life, this was actually my hormones, that I didn't want to go in hormone therapy. And that's when I started making changes, the very changes that we're going to be talking about tonight on this call. And for the first time in years, I finally feel like me again. So let's do a quick hormone check. Do you struggle with any of these symptoms? PMS, mood swings, hot flashes or night sweats, brain fog, fatigue, low libido or vaginal dryness, sleep issues, everyday stress, weight gain, cortisol overload, maybe your joints, like you've got that joint discomfort. If you've answered yes to any of these, that's a sign your body is asking for support. So let's do a deep dive here. Why hormones matter. So hormones matter because they are your body's messengers, right? You might be thinking, okay, hormones are just in charge of the menstrual cycle. It really does so much more than that, including regulating energy, your mood, your sleep, your metabolism, your immunity, even your immunity. That's right. If you feel like you're getting sick all the time, right? Sometimes you're doing everything you possibly can to feel well, but sometimes it could just simply be your hormones. Next, hormones dictate how you feel from day to day. We often know that, right? Depending on if we feel like we are chill, we're able to deal with things, no problem. And there are other days where we feel like we are just snapping at the drop of a hat or just sort of feel like, weepy. That dictates, your hormones dictate a lot of that. So when you're balanced, what you're going to feel like is your energy is steady, you've got good sleep, you've got that emotional resilience. But when it's out of balance, you're going to feel that fatigue, that brain fog, those PMS symptoms, hot flashes, even anxiety. But please know this when with this sort of hormones, right, with what your hormones are telling you, you're not broken. Your body is not broken. It's simply just giving you signals on what to do. Like it's an SOS for help. So let's talk about why hormones fall out of balance. So there could be so many different reasons, and I've split this up into sort of our everyday stressors as well as some hidden disruptors that you never may have even thought about being a cause. So some everyday disruptors that make our hormones fall out of balance are stress. So what stress does is it raises our cortisol levels, which is actually another hormone. Cortisol is a hormone. And when that happens, your body is trying to get back in balance. And so it often will rob other hormones, right? Like our estrogen, progesterone to get back in balance. There's also poor sleep, which is a little bit of a chicken or egg situation, right? Because we need good sleep for repair and hormone reset. But if we don't get good sleep, then that's going to affect our hormones, which then, affects our sleep. So it's kind of this endless cycle. And so it's something we have to address. The other thing is blood sugar swings. So, if we're sort of having those blood sugar spikes, right, that can cause mood and energy issues. And if we're, reaching for caffeine, or sometimes we might reach for some of these inflammatory foods like processed carbs or sugar, that's going to all impact our mood and our energy as well as our blood sugar as well. The other thing is alcohol, which is really hard because I know so many of us like to have a glass of wine or maybe a cocktail at the end of the evening because that kind of like helps us to relax. But, what we're seeing now in different studies is that alcohol can actually be inflammatory and could be causing some of these hormone issues. So just kind of something to look at. The other thing is nutrient deficiencies. So, if the body isn't getting what it needs, that can affect and disrupt our hormones. So now let's talk about, some other things, some hidden disruptors that you probably never even made the connection that could be causing your hormones to be falling out of whack. So number one, I'm talking environmental toxins, everything from our household cleaners to plastics that we might have in our home. Think like food containers or like foods that are packaged in plastics, even our beauty care products or skincare products or personal care like body lotions and shampoos. Um, so many of those products could contain endocrine disruptors, and endocrine is related to hormones. So when there are endocrine disruptors in these products, that can cause hormonal imbalance. Other things that you might have not even thought of is a sedentary lifestyle. So if you work at a desk job, or maybe it's just, you're not on a fitness plan or just are regularly, moving your body, that can slow your metabolism. And you may not know that that slow metabolism could affect your hormones. That sedentary lifestyle could even disrupt the detox pathways that your body needs to get rid of those environmental toxins that we just talked about. So moving your body is really going to be key to helping to keep your body, your hormones in balance. Other things are liver overload, right? So if your liver is overloaded, it can't clear out the estrogen. It can't clear out the environmental toxins from plastics out of your body, right? If you're someone who likes to drink alcohol on a regular basis, again, that puts a lot of that taxes your liver. And so it may not be working as well as it should to get your hormones back into balance. So that's something to also look at. Gut imbalances. So, if, your microbiome is stressed, if you've got poor absorption, which happens to a lot of us. I'm someone for me, myself, I need a lot of vitamin D, even though I get quite a bit of sun exposure. I have to supplement with vitamin D because I don't absorb it as well as maybe someone else. So just again, going back to nutrient deficiencies and poor absorption of food and nutrients, that can cause so much gut imbalance. So that's definitely something that you're going to want to take a look at. Emotional burnout. So if you're someone who feels like you're on fight or flight mode all the time, right? Like the stress is kind of like in and out all the time. Your nervous system is sort of always on. Well, that can cause your hormones to go out of balance. So again, just want to let you know that all of these things are really, really common. And, it's really just your body, these symptoms, right? It's your body waving that white flag for help saying, we need balance. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Again, going back to that hormone check we just did, these are some of the signs that you may need hormone support. Again, everything from the PMS to fatigue and afternoon crashes, weight gain or difficulty losing weight, that irritability. That's something that I've struggled with too, or anxiety, irregular cycles. So again, you're not alone if you experience these hormone symptoms. They are really common, but they don't need to be your normal. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Sherry Placco, who's going to be talking about some changes that you can make and things that you may have not even thought of doing that can really make a positive impact on your hormones so that you can start to feel like you again.
Thanks, Tracy. So I'm Sherry Placco. I'm really happy that you are all here tonight. A little bit about me is that most of my adult life, I've had horrific heavy cycles. I had an ablation when I was in my early 40s, and it really didn't help much. And for most people, they're kind of done with their cycles when that happens, and didn't really do it for me. And then perimenopause hit, and ooh, it kicked me in the butt. I had hot flashes, night sweats, weight gain, brain fog, mood swings, you name it, I had it. Too many to list. And I'm a teacher, I work with littles. So those things aren't good when you're around little children trying to be happy all the time. And like so many people, I did not want to go on HRT. I'm afraid of the other impacts of that. And I was like, well, if I can just get to menopause, it's going to go away. It didn't. I still had hot flashes. The night sweats I got under control, but I was still dealing with those hot flashes. Tracy and Stacy saw them on me. Even this summer when we were together in Utah, we would just be sitting and eating. Major hot flash hit me. Why? I don't know. What I've learned though is that our hormones impact us at every stage of our life from when you're 18 to postmenopausal. It stays here, and ignoring them isn't going to make it better. So we have to find ways to support them naturally. And that's why I'm so excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, the first thing, before we even get into things that we can use from Young Living, let's talk about diet support. Yeah, I know no one likes to talk about diet and eating healthy, but that's the reality. Because every bite that you take can support or disrupt your hormones. All those things that Tracy was just talking about impact your overall body. Like she said, your hormones are like little messengers in there. They tell your cells what to do and they keep everything balanced. So you're deciding what signal the messengers are sending. So eat for balance. You need to have protein at every meal. It helps keeps your blood sugar steady. It's going to give your body the building blocks to make hormones. We need these. We need them in our body. Think chicken, eggs, beans, Greek yogurt. Those are easy ones. My mom is 82 and she will be like, I'm just going to have a salad tonight. I'm like, where's your protein, mother? She's like, fine, I'll put a hard boiled egg in there. Every day I'm on her about protein. We also need healthy fats, avocados, nuts, olive oil. Your body needs healthy fats to make hormones. They also help your brain and heart stay strong. You need fiber. So let's think about veggies and whole foods. Fiber helps clean out extra hormones and keeps your digestion running smoothly. We need our digestion to keep moving. If you have digestion issues, that's a whole nother chat we can have another day. But you want to aim for colorful veggies, fruits, and whole grains. And then the big one is hydration, water, and electrolytes. Hormones can't send their messages if you're dehydrated. So add water, herbal teas, and mineral rich drinks like coconut water into your daily routine. And then let's think about the things you've got to cut. And Tracy already mentioned some of these. Um, Sugar and processed foods. Guys, too much of that makes your blood sugar spike and crash, which is going to stress out your hormones. And those processed foods, oh, it's all the unhealthy fats and chemicals that are really going to throw your body off. Alcohol, caffeine overload, all of those processed foods are no bueno for us. So, the thing to remember with your diet is that every meal is a chance to give your hormones what they need. So, the more wholesome, colorful, and nourishing your food, the more balanced and steady you're going to feel. So, it's not as hard as you think. I've been on that journey of really pushing protein for over a year now, and it has impacted everything in a very positive way. So now let's talk about the other side after diet. It's about taking care of you, some lifestyle changes. If you can flip for me, Tracy, sorry. So the first thing we want to talk about, because your body cannot function well, is to prioritize sleep. I'm going to go on. She'll flip the slide in a minute. I know if you're a mom, you're going to laugh when I say 7 to 9 hours. Most of my adult life, I was lucky if I slept 5 hours a night. My boys are grown now, but between teaching and life and children, I was only sleeping like 5, 6 hours. 7 to 9 is ideal because your hormones reset and repair while you sleep. So poor sleep, higher cortisol, low energy, more cravings. See how that works together? You need to be moving daily, walking, strength training, yoga, Pilates. YouTube has a lot of great videos. I learned that being in Utah this summer with Stacy. Just movement is going to, again, help balance your blood sugar. It's going to lower your stress and it boosts all those feel good hormones. It doesn't have to be extreme. You just want to do it consistently. Stress reset. Stress is our biggest hormone disruptor. That cortisol just messes everything up. So build in some daily resets to help lower your cortisol. So whether it's prayer, meditation, deep breathing, I love just listening to meditative things when I go to bed, like little hypnotherapy. So do what's going to work best for you. Help support your body's detoxing process. Your liver plays a major role in your hormone balance. So try dry brushing or going into a sauna. I have an infrared sauna blanket that I love to get into and just sweat. It's not pretty, but it's doing what it needs to do for my body. It's helping my body detox. Sweating is good. A gentle detox is going to help your body clear the excess hormones and toxins. And then speaking of toxins, you got to ditch them. So think about those harmful cleaners, candles. Hopefully we're not using candles. No, not good. Look at the ingredients in your beauty products that you're putting on your skin every day. So many of those everyday things that people were using, they have endocrine disruptors that mimic or block our hormones. Swapping them out to plant-based, gentle things are going to really help reduce that burden on your body. And then here's the big one about what we're talking about tonight, tracking your cycle and learning its rhythms, because knowledge is power. Tracking your cycles is going to help you understand those hormone shifts you're having, your moods, your energy, so that you can work with your body, not against it. We shouldn't always be playing that push and pull game, because remember, small daily shifts are going to make major hormonal wins for you. So, how do we make some of these hormonal shifts in a natural way? That's what I want to talk about next. So, most of us women are looking for something simple. We're busy. We don't want to do one more thing, right? So I am so excited to talk to you guys about Daily Hormone Essentials. It's brand new. It came out about a month ago right now, and it is specifically designed for women, whether you're in your 20s, navigating perimenopause, or well into postmenopause. This daily support is going to meet you where you are at. So it has clinically studied botanicals and adaptogens. So it's not like another pill you're going to take and hope it's going to do what it needs to do. These ingredients have been proven to help your body adapt to stress and to support balance naturally. What I love is that it helps with the 12 common symptoms that women experience, anywhere from the PMS to menopause symptoms. So all those things we mentioned in the beginning, the fatigue, the mood swings, brain fog, hot flashes, and even joint discomfort. That is really a big thing once you start hitting perimenopause. You're like, wait, why is my hip so bad? It's not arthritis. It's literally from a lack of hormones. It is so important that you balance out your hormones. So women that have been using this, Young Living did all of their studies before they even released it. 62% of the women that were using this saw an improvement on the menopause symptom index, which measures things like sleep, irritability, and hot flashes. That's awesome, right? The best part, it's hormone free, completely plant based, so it's safe for women in every stage of life. Now, I'm going to give my own little story here. I have been using this. This is packet number 30. So we got this a month ago. I have not skipped a day. They recommend you drink this in the morning. But I'm going to be honest with you, I find it more effective for me in the evenings. I was that girl that wanted a nice warm cup of coffee in the evening, but obviously that messes up my sleep. I put this in some warm water and drink this at about this time every evening. I am sleeping so good. And I have to tell you, I'm not having hot flashes anymore. I'm whispering that because it's hard to believe, but I'm really not having hot flashes anymore. I saw a difference the very next day I started drinking this. So it has been amazing. So this little pouch is daily balance made easy. Sleep, mood, energy, overall comfort. So this is something that you want to put into your daily routine. And then I like to think of this as my foundation, but then every now and then I need a little extra support. So if Tracy can go to the next slide, we have this amazing oil that I've actually been using for years called Progressence Plus. So I have a roller top on my bottle. Can you see this here? Yes. But it's a dropper top. So I always like to think of this. This is going to help balance you from the inside out. And the Progressence Plus is like the icing on the cake for a little extra hormone harmony. I have been using this for 10 years, almost 11 years. And this has been a game changer. You apply a few drops on your forearms, your inner thighs, your upper arm, wherever you find best. You can experiment. I was always, in the early days, I always heard to use it in the morning. But we have heard many, many people find it so much more effective if they put it on in the evening before bed. They are sleeping better. So this is a amazing little powerhouse. So it is a serum, and the key ingredient is natural progesterone from wild yam extract. So progesterone is our calming hormone. It helps balance out our estrogen, and it supports relaxation, mood, and healthy cycles. Sounds pretty good, right? And again, this is something that women of all ages can take. I use it every single day. Some people will only use it during a cycle. This is something that you will experiment with and see how you like it. But I have found it to be amazing. So between these two items, I have been feeling better than I have in years, because it has been 10 years since I first started the perimenopause stage. And finally, for the first time in 10 years, I feel like me again. So it is amazing. And now I'm going to turn it over to Stacy, who's going to tell us a little bit more.
Thank you, Sherry. That was awesome. So much good information from both of you ladies. Thank you so much. I'm Stacy Cook, and just like Tracy and Sherry, and maybe you too, I am a mom, a busy mom with many competing responsibilities. And I have definitely felt the impact of stress and cortisol overload on my hormones. At this point in my life, I have been through the complete hormone journey. I have experienced it all. And like Sherry, I thought that when I made it to that post-menopause zone, I would kind of be over the hump, be done with it all. But as it sounds like many of you have experienced too, that is not the case. Not the case at all. So that is why I am super, super excited for this 30-day hormone challenge. And we are inviting you to join us in that today. It is going to be a great opportunity to use these products and see the impact they have on our bodies. So why would we do a challenge? Um, Accountability and consistency are big, big keys in seeing results. And I will tell you, I got my box of daily hormone essentials the same day that Sherry did. This is like the seventh packet in my box because I have not been consistent. I have not worked it into my routine. I already have my routine, I have my habits, and I just haven't gotten it in there. So I am so excited to commit to doing 30 days using products consistently and tracking how they impact me. So you're going to get, when you do this challenge, you're going to get a 30-day tracker, and you can track how you're feeling. This has everything from like PMS, mood, how was your sleep, did you have hot flashes, and you can actually put down for the day what you experienced so that you can truly see how are these products impacting you. Are you seeing differences? I'm pretty certain you will see something. And like Sherry said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your daily hormone essentials as your foundation, and you're going to use your progestins plus daily too. So the two of these are what are going to comprise your 30-day hormone challenge. And Sherry already mentioned when you can take them and how you can take them. As with any supplement, um, don't you can change it. Like if you try it in the morning and you're like, I don't like how it makes me feel in the morning. Then try it in the evening. Every body is different, so you just can like tweak that a little bit and make sure that what you're doing is working best for you. Um, Also, you're going to find a lot of support and community in our Facebook group. So keep an eye out. You can actually go to next steps if you want. You're going to order your products. We're going to start on September 1st as a group. So if you want to do this as a group and you want some extra support and accountability with other people doing the same thing, grab your stuff right now and start when you get it. We'll be doing it, and jump into our Facebook groups, and you will find support information. You'll find additional information on lifestyle steps and all those things we talked about. Um, Connect with whoever invited you to this call. They'll be able to get you a link to get you the best price. If you already use Young Living products, you already know how to do that. If you don't, connect with the person who invited you here, and they'll make sure that you get an additional 10% off and just get the best pricing on your products. And then once you get in the groups, you'll get access to the trackers and all the additional support that will help make this fun, and you'll be able to see all the changes that you're going to experience in your body. So, am I missing anything, ladies? I think that wraps us up. No? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And I can't